And welcome back to our little cafe, Cafe Lily, with your two hosts, Rosa and Kelsey.
Thank you, Rosa. It's nice to be here, considering we almost didn't have an episode this week.
Yeah, but luckily we have plenty to talk about.
Yeah, we have quite a few this week. I guess to peel the curtain back a little bit, how the show works is usually Rosa picks the topics, she goes out there and finds new Yuri, and then comes back and says what we should be reading. And this week, she had two comics that were potential main topics, and then I just didn't read either of them, so we've got a bit of a mix.
Yeah, luckily I read both of them.
So let's get into that. You read Serendipity.
That's right. So this is a webcomic made by Mimiyori, who's widely known for making the Among Us girl.
Oh, is that the same person?
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Yeah. And this is one of her webcomics, Serendipity. It's a magical girl comic. So of course, we have to talk about it. It's about a girl named Sarah Marsh, who, by daytime, is an exhausted teenage girl who's in her senior year of high school. And by night, she is the ever-beloved Serendipity. Now, this is about her struggles with dealing with exhaustion and dealing with the fact that she may flunk out of high school and having a not so good relationship with her mom, and her father isn't really around a lot due to the divorce.
Okay, she's got a lot going on.
Yeah, she has to deal with villains constantly going at her, leaving her tired at night, tired in the daytime, having to deal with school. Now, a gleaming light comes in with a girl named June, who was able to conclude that she is Serendipity.
Okay, she's put the pieces together.
Yeah, she said, "Oh, I tested this DNA sample
What?
and I matched their names. Serendipity. It makes sense."
She's got it all figured out.
Yeah, but it's a nice comic. It's like, it kind of reminds me that one episode of Fresh Precure where they work themselves to death.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's a good episode of Fresh Precure.
Yeah, so it's nice to see. It's interesting to see an aspect of being a magical girl be covered that way. I would recommend a read. The Yuri does come in, but it's a slow development between Sarah and June.
Alright, I was wondering if it would be those two.
Yeah, like there is like a romantic arc between the two, so it is coming up. It is an eventuality.
Okay, people are gonna have to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, like when you see Among Us girl, don't forget Serendipity is out there too.
Well, we're all Magical Girl fans here, so we can't help but recommend Magical Girl comics.
Yeah, of course. Now I see you have read Run Away With Me Girl.
Yes, I read the first volume of Run Away With Me Girl by Battan, which is a manga series that I think is 3 volumes, but I only read the first one and I'm definitely going to read the others because I want to know where it's going.
And where is it going as of right now?
Well, it's about Maki and Midori, who are 2 women who dated in high school. And Maki was seriously in love with Midori, but Midori broke up with her because she was like, it's time we grew up. Girls dating other girls, that's alright to do in high school, but we're adults now, we need to get husbands.
Oh my god.
And then 10 years later, Maki is, I guess, in her flop era. She's 28 years old, no girlfriend.
Aw.
And she runs into Midori again by chance and finds out that she's getting married.
Oh.
And Midori is so excited. She's like, oh, you have to come over and meet my fiancé. And Maki is struggling, so she agrees, but then it just makes her feel worse because she's like, God, they really are the perfect couple.
Ooh.
And they're having dinner together, but as the night goes on, something seems kind of off. Midori's fiancé clearly doesn't respect her, for one, and he's actually quite abusive.
Oh my god.
And then Maki's like, okay, I'm leaving. Thanks for dinner. Bye. Midori walks her to the train station. And Maki says, hey, tell me the truth. What's up with this guy? Why are you marrying him? And Midori reveals that she doesn't want to marry him, but she's pregnant, so she doesn't think she has any other choice.
Oh.
And Maki says, run away with me. I'll take you away from here.
Oh.
And that's how the story starts out. That's kind of like the first volume.
That's really strong.
Yeah, so it's rated, I think, 15 plus. So there's a content warning, obviously, for abuse. The comic doesn't shy away from depicting abuse. But I'm really interested to see where it goes. And also, I really love the art. The art is pretty incredible. So I definitely want to read the rest of this.
Yeah, I'm really invested with what's going on here. I hope it's very compelling, and I look forward to seeing Maki in a shirt that says, "I'm the father who stepped up."
That's the ideal ending.
Yeah, but you still got a lot to see where this will be going.
Yeah, I want to read the rest, and maybe once I've read the rest, I can give an update.
I'm gonna step in myself too, and I'm looking at the art now, and beautiful.
Yeah, isn't it?
But yeah, I look forward to reading it for myself and see where it goes.
I'm glad that you're going to check it out.
Of course, the premise is like compelling, so I gotta.
Yeah, I feel like I've been reading more slice of lifey stuff recently, so I was enjoying reading something a little bit heavier and with more serious themes.
Yeah, you gotta change it up. You gotta help expand that palette.
You read Lady of the Shard, didn't you?
That's right. I reread Lady of the Shards by GGDG, famously known for Cucumber Quest.
Famously.
Now, it's been years since I read it, and I thought, now would be a good time to reread it, especially now with like the different perspective I gained over the years.
Yeah, it's always good to revisit that stuff.
And I gotta say, really good. I really enjoy it. I enjoyed it the first time, but now I have like a better understanding. I'm more Yuri brain. So, Lady of the Shards is about these acolytes that worship their radiant goddess for saving them centuries ago. One day, an acolyte gives an offering of vegetarian pancakes that looks like a bear. Even though she was scolded, it was accepted by the radiant goddess.
Oh.
And this acolyte, she would end up ringing a bell because she felt an immense desire to see her, because she saw her in her dream romantically.
Oh, she's having romantic dreams about the goddess? That's a bit blasphemous.
They say it's actually a high honor.
Ooh.
And then the goddess would appear before them and decides to stay with the acolytes, be present in their lives. And she would start to spend time with this acolyte, and they would get closer and closer, but she would feel the need to push her away because it is implied, although she says that it was best for a mortal and for a goddess to not be too intimate, it is implied that she had a former lover, and it develops further on from there when we get warning of the old goddess.
Okay, so the situation gets pretty serious.
Of course, but I'll leave it from there. The art style is pretty much, it's, the whole page is black, and the line art is done with just a white binary tool, but the art is very beautiful, everything's expressive, and there will be a moment where it completely changes colors to emphasize a current tone or situation. and you will have a moment where a character is facing an extreme violent emotions that he transforms into a violent red, which is very interesting.
I remember really liking that about Cucumber Quest. I always thought that it had a great use of colour, so I'm not surprised that it'd be the same in one of the author's other works.
And the art is beautiful as expected from GG. But yeah, it's a very wonderful read, both visually and narratively. It was wonderful. And I remember hearing it got awards too, right?
Oh, did it really?
I remember hearing. If anything, let's make it true by giving it the Lily T award.
The Lily T award.
Yeah.
What does that signify?
We love it.
Okay, yeah, that's enough at the end of the day.
Now, Kelsey, you mentioned this to me that you've been watching the Winx Club.
Yes, I have been watching Winx Club recently, which is not Yuri and is about the furthest thing a show can possibly be from Yuri. But when I told Rosa this, she said, no, go and think about it a little harder. I have been watching it with Connie, our friend Connie, from Second Wind Sylph. She mentioned that she'd never seen Winx Club, and I decided that this was a situation that needed to be remedied. So we've been watching it together, and I decided to consult her for this segment.
Now, how did you and Kami remedy the lack of Yuri?
I talked about it with Connie, and we came to a conclusion. About 3/4 of the way through season 1, it is revealed that Bloom and Stella's boyfriends had been switching identities, and they both feel really betrayed because their boyfriends aren't who they said they were. But immediately after this, a bunch of plot stuff happens, so they don't really get a chance to dwell on it. But Connie's idea was that if the war didn't happen immediately after the boyfriend reveal, Bloom and Stella could have dated for a while.
Ah, so like they find comfort in each other with this mutual experience.
Yeah, Stella absolutely would have gone, oh, we don't need boys, we can go out and have a fun time with just the two of us, to try and cheer Bloom and herself up. But then they go out together and they realize that they're a lot closer with each other than they ever were with those boys.
Beautiful.
But Connie also pointed out that it wouldn't last because Bloom is a little bit too tightly wound for Stella.
Oh.
Like all it would take was one thoughtless comment from Stella and Bloom would absolutely implode.
Oh, but hey, it'll give you a divorce arc.
It would. I think Stella would make the most of a breakup arc, and I respect that about her. The other thing Connie asked me is if I think that Stella and Tekna could work as a couple, because they're her two favourite characters, but they don't really interact with each other, and they also kind of don't respect each other.
Oh, I would say you could probably give Connie some pointers on how to work with that.
I did. My idea was, I think that if I were writing an episode where they come to be on good terms, I'd have Tekna teach Stella about online shopping. Then Stella starts to respect Tekna a little bit, and then later in the Fortnite episode...
Fortnite episode?
Later in the Fortnite episode that we're also adding, Tekna can become impressed with Stella's gamer skills and come to respect her.
So it all comes together.
Anyway, that was our Winx Club fanfiction that we wrote together. It's a shame when there's a show with an all-girl main cast that has no Yuri.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, because not only do they pair up each girl with a boyfriend, but even if you ignore the boys, the girls kind of don't have individual relationships with each other in season 1.
But that can change in season 2.
It might. We're not up to that part yet. Okay, do you want to move on to the outro?
Yeah, it's time. We didn't have that much to talk about, or did we?
We ended up going on for long enough.
Did we fill up the time slot?
Maybe. I don't know, we usually go on for an hour.
Really? I don't remember.
Yeah, I cut the episodes down pretty severely.
Oh my god. Wow, you're more stricter than me.
This isn't Startcast. If it's off topic, I cut it.
That's so true. Oh my god. No more break your takes for this week. Everyone knows I love mango. So
that's what the new episode is about.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's not out yet when we're recording this. Apparently, the episode's moved to Sunday. I mean, Ryan probably told me, but I don't read her emails, so...
It is out on Patreon as of this recording. Well, audience, patrons, the rats in the corner, thank you all for joining for this episode of Cafe Lily. We all hope you have a wonderful week.
We'll see you next time. See you next Yuri.